Where my mouse at? Where my mouse at? From the front to back. A.
Let's do this. Oh my God, we've been talking for 10 minutes already, but now we're officially recording.
Well, nonetheless, it's good to see you. I can't believe
It
we're
is always
finally
good to
making
see
this
you.
happen.
I feel like we have been trying to do something together in some way, shape, or form for years.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely awesome. You're awesome. We're funny. We have such different opinions. Being able to share our awesomeness with other people is really super important.
I could not agree more. For the sake of introductions, my name is Gina Love. I am a women's fat loss coach and your no BS galley on Instagram stories specifically. And this is my amazing co-host, CJ Sturmer.
Hi, everyone. I'm CJ. I'm an Aquarius. I love dogs more than people, and I like taking long walks to the refrigerator when I'm hungry, even though there's usually nothing in it. Also, can we talk about our skin? The skin is skinning.
Okay,
The
both of us
glow.
are glowing. I'm gonna need
Hello.
to bring these lights with me everywhere,
Not to mention
just
that
in
vitamin C
public.
serum. Everybody, FYI, vitamin C, moisturize twice a day, retinol cream, get into it if you're not.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen, the sun is not good for you.
Hello. No,
Hello?
no, and it ages us. No, but we are so excited to be here. Welcome to the very first episode of the Opinionated podcast.
Pause for applause.
CJ and I are cousins, but we are pretty much siblings. We grew up together. CJ is just a wee bit older, just a wee,
A wee bit like 11 years.
like 11
I
years.
still remember the day you were
Yes.
born. Being in that
Do
hospital.
you?
I do, like very vividly. Yeah.
That's so sweet. We could just talk about me for an hour. I would love that.
We don't have to.
No, but we have been wanting to work together for so long, and I feel like we both feed off of each other so well. And I think it was you and I sitting across from each other at the island at the table, and we poured a glass of bourbon and we were cackling from like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Poor Connor was asleep. And we looked at each other and we were like, why don't we just do a podcast?
And then we just like went into the bedroom and turned on music and just started dancing. Let's not leave that out. Like
Oh my
we
God,
did.
we did. That was a fun night. Thus, the conception of the Opinionated Pod.
And I think it's coming at a good time too. I think something that's really important is that you and I come from different places. You live in Florida, I live in Los Angeles. You know, we have different political views. We approach a lot of societal issues differently, but at the same time, we also agree on a lot of things. Like we believe in humanity and treating people with respect. And I think it's coming at a good time because we're living in this polarized world that I think is harmful. And I think being able to have an opportunity for us to come together to talk about differences, to talk about different things that's going on, whether it be pop culture or what's in the news or just giving our opinion because, you know, we got them. We are opinionated people. But being able to come together and find common ground or to talk about those differences, I think is really important and something that just society kind of needs more of. So, y'all, like, get on the get, find ways to have constructive conversations with people. I just think it's really important.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we want this to be fun. We want this to be lighthearted. It's not always going to be opinions about really serious things. When it needs to be, it absolutely will. But we want to have fun. And this is honestly just a way for you and I to hang out every week, virtually, of course. But we are two very opinionated people in good ways and in bad.
Hello.
But I do think both of us, we listen to each other very well. If there is an opinion that I respect and appreciate and somebody that can turn the tides on how I think about something, it's you. And so I think for us to be able to have these conversations and have a platform for people to go to that where they really can hear two sides of a story and leave that conversation knowing that the two people talking love and respect each other, I think is really important. I am so excited to dive right in. We are going to talk about a little bit of everything, but today actually I intentionally have not asked you about Europe because you're up. No, but I because I've been waiting to chat with you about it. We haven't caught up. You just got back from Europe. You were gone for like a month.
Yeah, I did. My boyfriend Joey and I, we went to Europe for almost a month. One of his best friends for years was getting married in this tiny little lake town called Stresa, Italy. It was Y'all, it was an incredible, crazy wedding. Gorgeous. They had fireworks at like 10 p.m. It was a Wednesday night. I was like, who in your city council is approving this? It was wild. It was such a beautiful wedding. No expenses spared. It was just gorgeous. But we went to 8 cities, 5 countries, and we were just hoofing it, trucking it. Like some of the major ones, London, Paris, Amsterdam. We walked like 20, 25 miles a day and just saw all of it. My biggest goal was to eat. And girl, we ate. We ate, we drank. It was a whole situation. And you were there, honestly.
I was there. Not in spirit, but honestly, I forced myself to be there. I was having, when I tell you, sitting on my couch working, watching you two truly gallivant around Europe, pissed me off. I was so jealous. My FOMO was kind of unbearable. So I was like, okay, how can I be a little insufferable? And I went on both of your stories and I screenshotted every photo you took together, and then I just photoshopped myself into it.
It was funny, y'all. We were like in Paris, and then she would like Photoshop a photo like between us. And there was another one I think that was my favorite. Is there was a shot of the Eiffel Tower, and then taking your bridal photo, and you in that gorgeous Monique Louier dress, and just put you like under the Eiffel Tower. It was just wild, and it was just so hilarious.
It looked so amazing, and I truly enjoyed being there with you. What killed me was I would see, I mean, obviously the time difference, but you and Joey just out and about. And I know Joey doesn't drink a ton, but he'll hang out, he'll play when it's time to play. And he would be up posting himself running the next
Yeah,
morning.
we were out. There was one night we were out lit boots, like we were drunk as fuck. We were out till 5 a.m. and he's just getting up and running the next morning. That's not for me. I'm not the one. Running and I are not friends. He loves to run. He runs all the time, and he's just like
On
running
those
three,
cobble
4 miles.
streets.
No, not in that
No.
economy.
Yeah, but I'm glad you guys had a great trip. I was excited for you to come back. I felt like you were gone forever. I thought you were never coming home.
I
I
didn't
thought you
want
were, I
to.
lost you. Yeah, I thought I lost you to Europe.
With all the insanity happened in this country, I was like, keep me here. I actually had friends reach out and like, did you move there? And I didn't know that. And I was like, bitch, I wish, but no, I'll be home.
I would love if you moved to Europe because then honestly the flight would not be that much different and I would love to come visit you, but also I do feel like if you moved I love you, but I don't think you'd make it a secret. Like I don't think it'd be like, "Oh, surprise, I'm now in Europe."
No, I would be telling everybody. But I definitely came back because like, I missed my dog. Like it was really nice for Murphy to like greet me at the door. It was like, the best. Like I am obsessed with my dog, so yeah.
You should be. Anybody that's not obsessed with their dog probably shouldn't have a dog. That's my opinion. Okay, how about you introduce the hot topics?
Yeah, okay. So one of the things that we're doing here is we like to talk about hot topics of what's going on, whether it be entertainment, in the media, whatever. And I really want to talk about On the Spectrum. Are you watching that show?
Yes, I've watched a few of the episodes. I get a lot of my watch from TikTok, and honestly, great. Give me the highlights. It's the most wholesome TV, and I feel like I kind of need it right now.
Connor is probably my favorite his character, right? That seems
Is it the
wrong.
cast
Is
member?
my
Cast.
cast member. He's my favorite
Yeah.
person on the show. Just the way that he talks, and he's obsessed with like this whole knight medieval like thing, and he just gets worked up so much. And this is this lovely human that Georgie, who is now his love interest, they're still together. Like it's all over their Instagram. And she's so patient with him.
It's so sweet. Well, I love that oh my God, he will just let it fly. He rips on his mom. The way he reads his mom to filth is so funny.
It is. It's hilarious. And she gives it back to him. Like, I like the way that I'm going to talk to you like a normal human. And he's like, Coppa feel. And she's like, do you know what that means? Let me tell you. He's like, oh no. It's so funny.
No, but then he has like the sweetest side. Did you see the scene where Georgie had given him, I don't know what she gave him. It was like a little gift. And he got so overwhelmed with happiness that and you could tell he was like getting worked up and she was like helping him calm down. And he was like, I've always dreamt of my first kiss. Can I give you a kiss on the cheek? And
It's so precious.
move over notebook. It was, oh God, it was very sweet. I think they take the cake. I love Abby, but she's been a TikTok girl for years. So I've already been previewed to Miss Abby. Love her. She's great. But I've been enjoying seeing some of the newer cast members. Tanner,
Yeah.
I just
Well,
want to put
Tanner's
him
been
in
on
my
it for
pocket.
all 3 seasons. Tanner is
Has he?
amazing.
Okay.
Yes, his energy is, I strive to be that positive about literally everything. Did you
Yeah.
see when he went on, I forget what talk show it was, but like Jack Black is his favorite, and Jack Black came on, and I thought his head was going to explode.
He was so the hug he gave Jack Black. Oh my gosh. And then his graduation from Clemson, he was brought on stage at like the Clemson Music Festival thing. I don't know who was playing, but oh my God. Tanner is going to be a star. Like I see a star in that boy and he is just so sweet. I really enjoy like the conversations between him and his sister. I think she teaches people a lot about how to communicate with someone with autism and how to do it kindly, but still treat them like an adult because that's what he is.
I think the thing that I love about that community the most is how hard they love. They love so hard with their whole heart about anything. And I feel I need to take a lesson of that because, sometimes I'm like pessimistic as fuck. I'm sure off camera, like everybody has bad days. I have bad days where I'm like ready to completely go berserk on somebody. Like when I'm sitting in traffic, I have road rage like crazy. But a lot of times they just have incredible morals. Like the way that they often treat people, at least on camera, is just, it's so endearing.
It is. It is. No, it's really sweet. And I think it can teach us all a lot about patience and kindness and,
And
how to love people
honesty.
unconditionally and honesty, which is what we're doing here.
That's my opinion. Like the honesty is fucking real.
No one will tell you about yourself like a person with autism or a child.
And people need to hear about themselves.
I could not agree more.
Like people have no fucking awareness anymore.
No, I was at it was the auto glass place. I literally look over. This woman is sprawled. She has put all of the chairs next to each other like it was a couch. Homegirl had her shoes off, barefoot, laying down across the chairs at the window glass place. And I don't want to see your crusty ass feet. I already don't want to be here. The last thing I want to do is look at your feet. Like, how do you not look around and go, you know what? Maybe this is not the place for me to have my stanky ass feet
It's
up
like
on a
people that take
chair.
people that take their shoes and socks off on an airplane, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is not your house. Like you have no
No,
couth. Disgusting.
no. People are so unbelievably unaware of what the time and space that they take up in the world. Completely unaware. And I truly sometimes I'm like, how did y'all get to adulthood? How did you get here? Without A,
How?
being knocked out by someone, or B, just like, how has natural selection not just pushed you off?
Where are we on that? When is natural selection going to kick it? Like, where are we on that? Where
I'm
are we
gonna
on
need
that?
updates. Where are we? Where is the project manager on that one?
Listen,
I'm gonna need deadlines.
I have a list when we're ready. Or like a purge day. Did you ever see that at the show movie, like a purge day?
I did. I did. I think somebody might have said that someone famous, but Connor also says it all the time where everybody it's kind of like a purge but less murdery, okay? But everybody gets one punch. Like you don't know who has a punch left. Like a legal assault, but just a punch, nothing crazy.
Not
Okay.
illegal assault.
Illegal, like it's like you can't call the police. Like they've used their one punch. I do think people would act a bit more right if they were like, oh, I don't know if this person that I'm giving tude to right now has their punch. Don't you think people would be like,
I mean, I might because I can pop off. But like, can you deflect said punch? Like, if I know you're gonna punch me, I'd be like,
no, you don't? It's kind of like, well, we don't want to get into the nuances, right? Like, it's just like you act out, just get a quick right in the nose, and then honestly, I do think people would learn to act right in public. I can't take credit for that. That's totally my husband's or wherever he got it from's idea, but I do think it would do people well. I do. I'd be fine with that.
you get what you deserve.
That's what I'm saying. And I think it would get everyone even keeled. I know I would never get punched because I know how to act in public. And so maybe if people start learning because they're getting assaulted once a year or more times, you can get punched more than once because it could be from different people from their punches.
Well, at that point, then it would become murder because some people would get knocked the fuck out.
That's so true. But yeah, that's
Again, I have a list.
so again, a list. Okay, speaking of people that truly don't know where they are in space and time, but honestly, I find incredibly amazing, is Spencer and Heidi Pratt. Did you see their Coachella content?
I saw a snippet of it. Like she's in this tiny little thing and she's trying to sing whatever song it is that she has at this time
Let
and
me
space.
let me paint a picture if you guys have not seen it. It is Heidi Montag in early 2000s sunglasses. Okay. Honestly, I loved it. Her blonde extensions, she's wearing like these tight leather pants. It's giving Britney Spears, but like the Equate version.
She would
Okay.
the Equate version, yes, a
It's
hundred
giving
percent.
Equate Britney Spears. She's on like this little stage. It looked like it was like the 2 p.m. showing, and she was popping off. But you know who was popping off even harder? Was her husband, Spencer Pratt. He looked like the Mean Girls mom. He was like pure stage mom on the side. He had his phone out in one hand, he had his camera out in one hand, bossing her up. And I have to say, like, husband of the year,
Okay,
dude.
so I will say that I agree with that. Like, talk about the support. I mean, he is like hustling for her. He's on this new TV show called Got to Get Out. It's on Hulu, and it's like this big competition show where there's $1 million like prize opportunity in the house, and you have to try to break out of the house to get the money, and then other people try to keep you in. And if you make it to the end, you split the pot. And he's on the show, and I mean, every single scene, he is wearing a Heidi Montag tour shirt, and I'm just like,
Stop.
you like a
Like a
100%. Like
graphic
that's
tee?
all he wears. It's a graphic tee with like high, like boom, a high, and it's just like, this whole moment. It got to the point where I was like, is he changing? I was asking Joey, does he wash these clothes? Because I feel like I'm just seeing the same shirt over and over again. It's the only thing he wears in the entire series.
I respect it. I respect it. Honestly, like, if your husband does not hype you up like that, he shouldn't be your husband. Period. I'm about to just iron a little patch on Connor's scrubs when he goes to work with my face on it.
I feel like that's you hyping yourself up though. Does Connor do that?
Whatever.
Does he hype you
If
up
the shoe
and stuff?
fits. Absolutely. Yeah. No, husband, he, Connor is good at really supporting me, but he's also good at, you know, more than anybody, that sometimes I need to be knocked down a peg.
Not no.
Okay. And I will give it to him. And when it's necessary, he will say, hey, G, let's come back down to earth. But the beautiful thing about Heidi and Spencer is neither of them have been on the planet since before the hills.
How long ago was that? I didn't watch that show. That was not
Early
for me.
2000s. Early 2000s. So they have been on planet not Earth forever. So like it's expected. And honestly, I have to give it to him. I low key respect him because he put their family back on the map. Post fires, he said, "How can we monetize this tragedy for ourselves?" And he did. He
You
did.
know what? Respect. Get your fucking bag. Get your coin.
Get your bag. Get your bag. I would actually. I think I would really enjoy a reality series about them and their life because they are both so batshit crazy that they would make awesome comfort television. And that's what I need more of right now is comfort television. I'm over Housewives. I'm over the screaming. I'm over the drama. I need more comfort stuff. I'm done. I'm done with the storylines.
Yeah, I go in and out of Housewives with the same thing. It's like the same formula. I'm gonna backstab you. I'm gonna scream at you. I'm gonna apologize. We're gonna be friends again. Then I'm not really friend. And I'm just like, it's the same on every franchise. It's just getting fucking old.
It's the same storyline over and over. It's like, oh, so and so is talking shit about me. Oh my gosh, you said this, and then you said this in your confessional. It's like, who cares? Like, talking shit is no longer a storyline. Talking shit is. Sorry, that just distracted me. Talking shit is no longer. It is no longer a storyline. It is no longer, honestly, in reality TV, in real life. If somebody comes up to me and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so mad at so and so for talking shit," give me a break. Who does not talk shit? If somebody looked me in the eye and they were like, "Oh my god, I give me a break." If I never talk shit, you're a effing liar. You are a freaking liar.
I love to talk
Tell me I'm
shit.
wrong.
You're wrong.
Right. No, you know I'm right. Because also, A, if it's factual, it's not talking shit. It's just spreading information. which is gossip. Yes. Gossip I love. I'm down for gossip. But everyone's always like, "Oh no, say it to my face. Like if you're going to talk about me, say it to my face." I don't want you to say it to my face. If you have something not nice to say about me, please say it to other people, because if you say it to my face, you're going to hurt my feelings. I don't want to know. I don't need to know everything about myself. I'm good with you telling somebody else.
So you can dish it, but you don't want to take it.
Correct. 1000%. If there is something about me that is spot on, as I can dish it so hard, I absolutely do not want to take it. I have to protect my peace. I can't do it anymore. So I'm going to need Spencer and Heidi to save me from the Housewives.
Send me clips. I don't know if that's for me.
For Spencer and Heidi's inevitable reality show.
Yeah, I'm more of a scripted guy these days. Like, give me The Last of Us. Give me The White Lotuses. Give me anything pretty much on HBO or Apple TV Plus. Like, I'm here for it.
Does Last of Us? Okay, I do like it. I think it's one of the better shows that have come out. Does it not scare you?
No, I love this season so far. It just started, but I just think the dynamic, and for me, having this spotlight for, queer, trans, non-binary community, which is the main character, I'm all about it. Big, huge advocate for that. And hello, Pedro Pascal. Dream. He's fucking
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, I really enjoy the show. I get a little scared. I can't watch it. If Connor's gone, I can't watch it. Like, it has to be daytime. It's a daytime TV for me, and I have to watch it early in the day so that I can forget about it by the time I go to sleep.
You're like your mother. She can't be alone because she thinks the killer is in the house.
Yeah, I can't do it. This is a great personality question. How long do you think you would last in an apocalyptic scenario?
So it's interesting you ask this question because I oddly think about this often.
Same.
So I think I would do well. Like my friends will tell you, you want me in an emergency situation. Like I just snap into it.
Could not agree more. I completely agree with you.
I am a get shit done kind of guy.
You are.
And I just know how to do a lot of random shit. And it's so funny because there's this really big book that Instagram keeps telling me that I need to buy that's about what you need to do to survive. And I'm like, oh, I know how to do that. I know how to do that. Our grandfather was really big on teaching me that kind of stuff. I could tie a bunch of knots. I can start a fire with my brain. There's just a lot. So yes, to answer your question, do you think you'd be able to survive?
No. Nope. Without Connor in general right now, I know this sounds so like anti-feminist. I probably croak, if we're being honest.
She can't survive right now.
Okay, let's say in this scenario, somehow Connor was saving some woman on the way home and he died. If it was me, I would probably I would not last. I would not last. A, it scares me. B, I would be the first person that either got like bit and turned into a zombie, or somebody is going to use me for food. None of which I'm cool with.
Not food.
Someone is going to throw me on a rotisserie.
Do you think people taste good?
Probably. If you eat, I eat so well, I would taste amazing. I can't let that happen.
Talk about lean meat.
I can't. I can't. They would freeze me and they would cut me up for years. I would have to no. No.
What an odd thing to think about.
Apocalyptic scenario and jail. I don't think I would do well in either scenario.
I don't think I would do well in jail. I mean, I would do well in jail, but I don't think I would do well in jail. That's just not for me either. Federal prison
Agreed.
and I are not close.
Girl.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Oh my God, what a tangent. What a tangent.
Wild. It is wild thornberries out here. Can we okay, this has been on my mind. I want to talk about this whole Blue Origin going to space, Katy Perry situation. What are your thoughts on this?
I have a lot of thoughts. I have so many. First of all, okay, I do feel I have kind of this aversity to Katy Perry in general. So
Same.
I don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I bet she's a great performer. There's just something about her that I can't stand. And so the fact The fact that she went up to space for a day, not even came down. Yeah, if they even went, not convinced. Came down and kissed the ground when
Fucking
she's
weird.
like, it was the most out of touch thing I've ever seen.
Out of touch. So it's funny that you say that because Joey is convinced that it didn't happen. He's going down this whole TikTok conspiracy thing and he's sending me this stuff. And I'm, oh my God, this has not happened. There's so many things that he says that it's just not right and it's calling it out.
I have you seen the TikTok of what's Jeff Bezos's fiance's name? I couldn't even tell you.
I don't know. I just know she's got fake tits.
There is a sound on TikTok, and I don't know if it's been turned into a sound yet. I hope it does. She's just like in the space capsule, looking at Earth, going, "There's our planet. There's our planet." It is the most cringy thing I
Doing the
have ever
most.
seen
She is doing the most.
in my entire life. And I am just sitting here. I am not really one that's like, oh, well, people are suffering. Like, people are suffering. It's giving like Kim, there are people dying. Like, we couldn't have found better things to do with the time. I mean, I guess it's Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos can do what he wants with his bag, but like, also not them calling themselves astronauts. Like that, yes, there were a couple actual astronauts, but not like
Like the one was her Amanda
Nguyen. She's an astronaut.
Nguyen.
She's a
Amanda Nguyen.
astro. What is it when that is their job?
Astrophysicist. She's a scientist. She's a scientist. And the whole reason she's there, right, is because she was with NASA for a while, but she took a break and is now coming back into the scene. Is, I think it's a good spotlight for her.
I agree. I don't know the entire story of her like work history and like the pauses in that, but I don't know if it was before or after the mission that she was opening up about sexual assault. She actually is an advocate for women in sexual assault. She is absolutely effing brilliant. It was her dream to go to space. Like, why are we inviting Katy Perry? There are so many other women, amazing women that really like take charge for leadership in spaces like this where there truly is such a glass door for women. Why did we not invite more of them? Why did we invite Katy fucking Perry?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I agree. Like the reason she stopped was to talk about that. Like she helped to get legislation passed to help women, which, by the way, women should be ruling the world. Like, in my opinion, I've worked with women. They're the best. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Women are easier to work with. Men are fucking emotional. You want to talk about emotional? Men are emotional. I will die on that hill. So I'm glad that it's drawing attention because I think we need to normalize talking about sexual assault, especially when it comes to women. I know a lot of friends that have been through those horrible experiences and they don't talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because they're afraid that they're going to be viewed a certain way. They don't want to relive it, which I totally respect and understand. I am not that person and I can empathize, but I don't know what that is like to go through something like that. But I like that we're normalizing this because I think these fucking disgusting people need to be exposed. So I like that. And then I like that they're focusing on women in STEM. I think we need women in STEM. I think women in science is super important. There's all these women that are currently in NASA and they're not getting attention. So I'm hoping like this person, like this Amanda can do that because I think it just needs to happen.
Yeah.
Like
I
they
agree.
made a movie about this with Taraji P. Henson. Like we need more attention at women in STEM. That's my opinion.
Well, and I feel too, I completely agree. I think that's a great opinion. And also, I feel that I don't want to speak from Amanda's perspective, and I hope we're pronouncing her last name correctly. Nguyen. I feel that this mission is being made a joke of, to be honest. And I think people are not impressed. They're laughing. And I think that this kind of does the opposite for women in STEM that I think maybe they thought it would do. And it's just giving like a kitschy doll like version of space travel rather than something to be taken seriously. And I think if we would have invited more women like Amanda who had stories to tell and who were part of something bigger than themselves on top of being absolutely brilliant minds, I think this would have landed not only for US space travel in general, but for Jeff Bezos as well. Like, I think this kind of makes Jeff look like I mean, they're all kind of just in like dick measuring contests when it comes to this stuff. But like, I think
Period.
this could have been done differently from like a PR perspective for Jeff and his ventures. And of course, for the crew as well.
Totally. It was a PR stunt. You're like, you guys are doing the most, and it's giving try too hard. You're trying too
Right.
hard to make
Right.
fetch happen. And
It was the wrong PR stunt.
It was. I
Fire
feel
your
like I
PR
agree. I
person.
think people are making fun of them.
Yes, I agree. Fire that person. That person needs to be in a different field.
And to be honest with you, other than those 2 points, I really don't give a fuck. I just don't. I don't watch it anytime it comes on TikTok or Instagram. I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. There's so much other shit that we need to be focusing on in the world right now. These women in quote space, I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah. What I do care about, and you brought this to my attention. I did not know what I was seeing on TikTok, but you brought to my attention this whole viral luxury bag China sitch to my attention, and now I'm down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I'm curious. What do you think about like this whole thing? Like, what's your opinion?
I think that anyone who is surprised is really stupid.
Agree.
That's my opinion. I think anyone who is like, oh my God, have you not felt a Louis Vuitton bag lately? Has anybody picked one up? I feel like it would catch fire just on its own,
Not
just
my
sitting
brand.
there.
Not my brand. Not
So
for me.
I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not either. I think it's really interesting that everyone's like, buy it from China directly, buy it from China directly. Like they just ship stuff off to Italy. And I mean, I get it. Bethany Frankel, you should go to her TikTok. This is what she's doing right now. She's like, yeah, duh, of course. So you know what I think it's really about? Think
What?
about it. What makes all these companies really big? What makes Amazon a company is like, I have done some work with them before and very familiar with, they're a tech company. They're not a merchandising company. Why was TikTok banned to begin with? Tell me, why was TikTok banned?
Data.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They were concerned about privacy and them obtaining the data about our behavior and our information through TikTok Shop and all this other stuff. It's a data grab. That's what they care about. We are now directly giving them our address. We are giving them our buying patterns. We are giving them everything about us. We're giving them our credit card numbers directly. We're telling them so much about us. Who the fuck needs TikTok when we're just going to hand it over to them anyway? One of my professors once told me in my MBA class, one of my professors told me, he goes, the person with the most information always wins. Hello? They're going to know so much about us. They know so much about us already. Like Facebook, for example. They know 3,000 data points on every single person that's on their platform or more.
Yeah. That is such a great point. I honestly, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you, that didn't cross my mind. I thought this was more of a money thing, but no, it seems we are after the other currency.
Data grab. I'm sure it's about
That's
money
very
because
interesting.
we live in a capitalistic world, but they're taking advantage of the consumerism and an audience. Like they're not going after the luxury brand audience. They're going after a specific audience of people that they know that they can manipulate, just like in other instances of the world. They're going after a certain audience of people. People
Yeah.
that can afford an Hermes bag are not buying it on TikTok through China.
No, but listen, like I don't know the whole luxury bag. I have a couple real luxury bags and I have a couple of fake luxury bags. Okay,
I love a designer brand.
I love designer. Okay, I do. But I will say, I'm the first one to say if anybody compliments one of my bags, I'm like, girl, it's fake. I have no problem walking around with a fake bag. I really don't. Like, when we were in Turkey, because apparently a lot of the leather used on some of these bags is from Turkey, they were selling, bags and things everywhere. And some of them were still expensive, like real leather, $500 for a Chanel bag instead of, $6K. But you can't really tell the difference. And if you really can, like, you're too close to me. You're too close in my space. Yeah. So this whole craze over like luxury anything, like I get it and I don't at the same time. Why spend the, $5,000 plus when you could spend 150 and get pretty much the same product?
I mean, it's more than that. It's like 600. But still, I get
But
where you're coming from.
still,
My shit is not fake. All my Gucci is real. My Bottega Veneta is real. It's a part of the experience. Like, I don't know.
the experience of what? Buyer's remorse, leaving that place going, oh my God, I just got bent over. They literally just had me lock my fingers to my ankles for a bag. And like,
She is really
I
on the
don't,
whole getting taken advantage of
I'm
sexually to
like,
get by.
I'll do what I need to do. This is in a world without my husband, okay? I would not last. But
Connor's gonna
seriously,
listen
like,
to this and be like, "What the fuck?"
he's gonna be like, we need to sit down and have a conversation about your independence. Seriously though, I love designer. I truly do. I love expensive things. I love nice things, but I also have no problem faking it. I have no problem faking it.
Fake it till you make it, I guess.
It's my opinion. Speaking of my opinion, let's move on to I feel like what is going to be our favorite section of this podcast. We are always going to end the podcast with a little segment called I Need Your Opinion, where you guys can write in, you can ask a question, tell us a wild story, and we are going to give you our genuine reactions.
I love that one. Do you have one in mind?
I do. I do. There was a couple submissions. You can also submit these on our website. It's completely anonymous. Like if you want to just get something off your chest, please allow us to air it out for you. We would love to do that. But this one's actually kind of effing wild. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. This says, I found out that the groom of a wedding I was at, in parentheses, he was marrying a woman and I was the plus one, but I knew the groom through mutual friends, end parentheses. He had hooked up with a man back in college. I don't know if the bride knows this, but it always stuck with me, and I feel like I should have told her.
Okay, first of all, in my community, this is more common than you think, and I know people that have been through the same scenario. Like I'll scroll through Facebook and I'm like, I know you, and you're married with 2 children. Dude, you dated one of the people that I worked with, and we're fucking guys left and right. I'm okay. I mean, do you? To answer the question, don't tell her. You don't know this girl. You are a guest of a guest. You are entering a house that is none of your business.
Yeah, this is something you take it to the grave. Because I am sure you are not the only person that knows about this. The truth always comes to light. In this instance, don't let it bother you that you didn't tell her because she's going to find out. I promise you she's going to find out that her husband is not just into women. So, yeah.
Do you think she like maybe knew something before? Like as a woman, like do you think that she was just I may know, but I want to do this anyway because I just need to be married?
I don't know. Women do a lot of things to create an illusion of what they think their life should be in terms of knowing whether or not your husband has done the good deed with a man of the same sex. I kind of feel like I would know. I I feel like there are signs. There are very probably many signs. I don't think there's one sign. And I think that all of those signs have blinking red lights on them. And she is just like, don't collect $100, don't pass go.
Some people just want to be married and they'll do what it takes. At
Yeah.
least that's what I witnessed. What do you think you'd do that if you found out about that? And for the record, her current husband, that was absolutely the fuck not. That is not Connor. Connor is a man's man, 100%. But what do you think if you were in that? Like, what would you do?
If I was in that situation and like I found out later, like, and this was like, I don't, the problem is I don't think this would be a one-time thing. I would imagine I don't think men just like dabble once. You know, it's not like girls in college that are kind of like, oh, I kissed a girl. Like, it's not like that for men. Like, I don't think you just gave it a try once and decided dick wasn't your thing. You know? So it's hard to say because if in an isolated incident, I'm trying to look at this not as like him hooking up with a man, but I guess that is the whole point. In an isolated incident in the past hasn't happened again, if I was super in love with my husband and we had a family, I think you do what you can to honor your vows and stay and do your best. But if this happened more than once and I had no idea and I found out, I would be very curious about, I mean, my husband's sexuality and his attraction to me and wanting to be with a woman. I'd be very, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I don't know.
I mean, they say sexuality is a spectrum. I can tell you right now, I'm full blown gay. I have never done anything with a woman. I am gold star. I have zero desire. I am like gay, 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 gay.
Do you feel, and maybe just because I am married to someone, just couldn't be straighter, truly, if he would just crack if he was any straighter. Do you feel that sexuality is more fluid for women than it is for men, or no?
I think they're more open about it because I feel like for men it's more passe and society
Yeah.
just doesn't look well upon that. I mean, I know men that are like, yeah, men, or they're really very sex positive, even though that they're straight. I know a guy that loves having his ass played with, and he's straight. So he and his wife,
Yeah.
like, she'll do pegging, anal beads, all
Oh,
that shit. Dead ass.
ah,
Dead
dead
ass.
ass. Pun
I get it, dead ass.
intended.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pun
pun
intended.
intended. Yeah. Keep this shit to yourself. You take that shit to the grave. And honestly, if you're the husband and you happen to be listening to this, and you are a man and you happen to be listening to this, if you love your wife and your kids, you don't say none.
Don't say a fucking thing. I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I would deny
Don't
it left and
say
right. Anyway, good
nothing.
luck, girl. Go be with God. Live your life. That's just, I mean, that's a good one,
Yes.
though.
Okay, moving on. I think this is actually a great one to end first ep on. This one is actually for you.
Oh, okay.
You ready? Yes, this one is at you. Okay. This says, I've creeped on CJ from you posting about him a while back. Ooh, you got a stalker.
Come through.
No, I'm just kidding. It seems like you guys are super close. It's very obvious that you guys don't sit on the same side politically. Not gonna lie, I have a hard time with my friends and family that are super conservative. How are you guys so close if that is such a difference? What a great question.
Oh my God, I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire in the closing scene where she's dressed as a woman and she's like, oh, puppet. That's a tough one. I will say, in the beginning, like, especially during the first election, I mean, I'll be honest about it. I'm very open.
The first Trump election?
Correct. I fucking hate the man.
Okay.
I hate what he's done to society. I feel like at this point it's about being a good person, and I don't think he is. That being said, back to the question, it was hard for me in the beginning knowing that my family looked at a different way. I felt like there weren't as many informed decisions. I felt like there was this feeling of like being let down because we were so close. Your mom, I view as like my own mother. But what I think changed for me, and then kind of going through the pandemic, and then right before that, our grandmother passed in the December of 19, who was our matriarch and was the woman that raised me. And then my mother died. And it's actually interesting. Like tomorrow's 1 year anniversary.
It is. It is.
Sorry, that happened, and we weren't always that close. Like we had struggled through my life, but we made amends at the end, and she made her own life choices, and it is she died very young. And our family's getting smaller, and as I get older, being in my 40s now, I realize that is it worth it? For me, it wasn't. No, like it's gotten to the point where that kind of passed. We made it through this tough time. I think our relationship actually kind of redeveloped in a way because of these life situations that it became the priorities for my life shifted. I still struggle with it now. At some times, we purposely don't bring certain stuff up. I would imagine this might change that, which I think it's great. I think it's important for us to have the constructive conversation. I think it's the whole point of this podcast is what I think came out of that is realizing, was I being emotional? Was I being overreactive about the situation? And is this a time for us to figure out how do we find common ground? How do we stop the quote fighting, this polarization, and understand that people are different? And I understand that. And I still struggle with it because I think it's way worse than it was before. And I'm angry. I am very, very angry about what is happening as a whole to our society from this administration. That being said, I can't let you go. I can't. It's so important to me that our relationship be in a place where it grows and it thrives because you are my sister. Oh, sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. F1.
it's just anyway. Sorry, that's just what it is for me. It's just that. It's just that my priorities have shifted. And I'm kind of curious, like hearing all of that. I want to like, how does that make you feel?
I I don't want to cry. I have a hard time crying in public, and this is I know this isn't public, but
Oh, it's just between us
it's just
girls.
between us and potentially the world. It these aren't things that I wasn't aware of in the time in which they were happening, right? Like I can feel when you and I don't talk. I can tell when it's just because we're busy, and I can tell when it's just because it's best if we don't. And I see you as my sibling. I don't see you as my cousin, right? And we have such a deep bond and a deep friendship that it definitely hurts me when I can feel that space uh, becoming a thing. Um, and obviously to hear you say it out loud, I mean, of course it breaks my heart. I never want you to feel let down. Like that is we will we ever agree fully on everything? No, we won't. I do think it's important to note that I did not vote for him the first time. I would like to say that.
I did not
I
know
don't know
that.
if you know that. Yeah,
I did not.
I did not vote for him the first time. So surprise! I also did not vote. I don't even remember who was against him the first time.
Hillary.
Hill, yeah, Hill. I voted middle ground for that one just because I didn't like either. So just to put that out there. But where I felt our biggest divide actually was during COVID and like the BLM of it all is where I felt our biggest barrier personally. And we talked about it a lot. I do feel like you and I have beat some of those conversations into the ground. But that being said, you mean more to me than any political stance. You having every right that every person on this earth has is of utmost important to me. And it's important that you know that and that I will advocate for you in that in my local government and I think it's just important for you to know those things. I think we both understand that and I think it's important for anybody who struggles with this with their family who has different views of their family. There is never going to be a perfect candidate. And there is never going to be a perfect candidate that aligns with what is going on with you and your family in that time. And when I say you and your family, I mean, if you're married to a spouse that thinks differently of you, I mean, obviously those are things that you guys have to talk about together. But people make decisions based on what they see right in front of them in their lives and in their day to day. And I think the biggest thing that you and I have to remember, and I think we do remember, is that our lives are different day to day. And those decisions and what affects us directly are different. And there's never going to be a perfect candidate. And I hope and pray that there is one and that something that you and I both go, yes, this is our person. I pray for that day. Do I know that it's going to happen? No. But I think at the end of the day, we love each other so dearly. Like you are my person. And that is it, period. No matter what's going on in the world or how differently we feel, you will never be alone. You will never be let down by me. Ever, ever. So, and I think knowing that is like the most important thing, especially if anybody out there struggles with not agreeing with their family on politics. And politics, as much as we want to be like it's just politics, it's not. It's not just politics.
It feels really nice to hear you say that. I don't think in a lot of our conversations, I don't think I really kind of heard you talk about my rights and the support of that, because I do feel personally attacked. I feel like my community is a target. People are coming after us because they think that we are less than, and they're very open about that. And fuck that. And that's just how I feel. So it is nice to hear that. I do feel supported. And I mean, I knew that deep down that you're like, I want what's best for you. Like, that's just who you are as a person, regardless of what people may think because of voting. You voted for your own reasons. I do feel you genuinely care about me being accepted and a part of our society. And I feel that, but it's really nice to hear it. I think my advice to this person, sort of ending on that note, is think about your priorities. If this is some uncle that's always bringing up something inappropriate that you're like, oh, God, Uncle Fred, this again, what you do with that is up to you. But if it's someone closer to you, like a sibling or a parent or something, I encourage you to have that conversation. Try to find common ground. If it becomes something that's combative, try and find a way to get around that. If you need space, you need space. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to try to be productive with your family. But at the end of the day, what are your priorities and what's important to you, and follow
Mhm.
that heart.
Absolutely. Yeah. Love and respect.
You all, if you have questions, if you want our opinion, everything, go to our website, theopinionatedpodcast.com. That's theopinionatedpodcast.com. There's a section sort of in the middle where you can submit those questions. Please do that. We'll get those. This is very interesting, and that's our opinion. Well, thanks everyone. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to our opinion today.
Yes.
And I'm glad that we finally get to share these opinions and find the common ground. I think it was nice to hear some stuff and to talk about the what's going on in the world. So
Absolutely.
yeah, love you.
This is going to be fun. All right, guys. See you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.